If we take our customers database, you'll find that we already have a form in there called FRM Customers, which I can open with a double click. Now, we've seen previously how we can use the wizard to create a form based on two tables, and it effectively shows the main table, the parent table, in our case the customers table, and then a data sheet showing the subdata, which could be the TBL sales, for example. Now, we could do that little wizard route, or we could add in that subdata sheet ourselves. So here we are with the customers table. I'm interested in displaying each customer's sales in this half of the screen here. In order to do that, I need to insert a data sheet there. Now, the quickest way to do that is to actually go into Design and then actually grab the sales table here from the navigation pane into the details section. And you can see as we've entered the details section, we get like a little table icon, and then let go about there. The little wizard then says, how do you want to link the main form and the sub form? I want to show the TBL sales for each record in TBL customers using the CID. So I want to link CID to the sales. Next. What name would you like for your subform? Well, normally we'd call forms FRM, but I tend to call subforms sub-FRM, and then what it is, which is the sales. So subform FRM, and finish. You then see a little form appears in the right-hand side here, but what that form is being displayed as a data sheet. If I change to view, you'll see that it is displayed as a data sheet. That's because the default view is datasheet view. Back in design, I've got a little label there which I can change. Let's change that to sales and make it format, bold, and just a little bit bigger. So this is actually the label for the subform. Now the subform itself is laid out, and we'll look at subforms shortly, but the default view is datasheet. Now we change that here. Default view, datasheet. That's because I dragged it from the Access Objects navigation pane onto an existing form. And view, I'm in datasheet view. Now, every single record I move to filters the subform. So I'm only seeing sales for the relevant customer. And as not many of them have actually made sales in the data, it'll be a while before one pops up. The alternative is to open the sales table, find the ID. So it's 11247. That is quite a way up. And there we find another record with a sale. Now the alternative to dragging in here a table is to actually already have a subform in place. Now we don't, but we can soon create one. If we go to Create Form with a Wizard, and we'll base it on the sales table. We only want the value, the date, and the client. Next. I'd like it to be laid out tabular. And I'm going to call it FRM sub new sales, so that I know it's a new form different from my other subform. Finish. And you can see that that creates a nice little form there. Now if I close that, go into Customers Design. Now I'm going to leave that subform in place there and just drag my new subform as FRM sub new sales into this location here. What you'll find, if I just widen that slightly, is that if I go to View, you can see that I see exactly the same information. This one's in a pretty form layout and could have been even prettier really. So I've created the form and dragged the form in, and that gets displayed in form view. If you drag table in, as we did here, it gets displayed in datasheet view. Either way, you're always looking at the related data to the master record, which in this case happens to be Eugenie. So any other record with sales will then generate some data in these two subforms. If there is no sale in the TBL sales, then all you see is a 0 value. So that's adding the subdata sheet or a subform to a form that contains parent data.